If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard with you live downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Action-packed 3-hour program lined up today, of course. Busy Major League Baseball card, games in action as we speak. Games starting here momentarily. NBA and the NHL playoffs, Pauly. We have props to get into for tonight as well. NHL schedule release is later on tonight. A bunch of leaks to get into. Great guests on the program today, including Jeff Sherman, Jeff Seeley, Paul Bovey, Matt Humans, and we'll get a ton of picks and best bets for the PGA Championship this week as well. All right, where are you at now with the Knicks and the Celtics tonight? I know you bet the Knicks to win the series when they were up 2-0. You thought the price was way too short at that time. And then Tatum, of course, the unfortunate news there. He, that sucks so much for them and him. Shreds the Achilles, underwent successful surgery, and now the Celtics without Jason Tatum tonight. Lane 4.5 or 5. Both numbers are currently available, and that total is either 207.5 or 208 tonight, Pauly.
I didn't put enough handicap and analysis into Thibodeau against Missoula, which is huge because Boston continues to make the same mistakes, standing around, no passing, the implosions in the third quarter. That seems too high tonight with the point spread, and the Knicks know there's blood in the water. Brown's been terrible. Porzingis, while his mysterious illness has been horrendous. Holiday's been awful. Horford's old. Who can I depend on? I trust Pritchard, and I trust White. But the way that the Knicks and Brunson have gone off and what they've done in the second half, if you bet Boston, I think it only has to be first half here, knowing that the implosion's coming in the third quarter, that they've led by 14 or more in the 3 losses in the third quarter, and they spit it up and let it get away. So we'll find out what they're made of tonight. They have to be demoralized by what happened. They probably know they can't win the title now, but they can certainly think they can come back and win the series. But I don't have a lot of faith and hope in the Celtics tonight, and I think the Knicks win.
I like Celtics first quarter, first half. I think we're on opposite sides here tonight. I think I can rely on these Celtics players for at least one game without Jason Tatum to step up. I don't think they're going to come back and win the series, and obviously I don't think they're going to come back and win the Eastern Conference because Tatum's blow will be probably too big to overcome. But here are some of the numbers overall. When you look at the team and how they have done, the other players without Tatum over the years, first of all, the team was 8-2 without him this year. Both losses came to Orlando. They are 16-3 the last 2 years without Tatum. Who steps up? Here are some numbers for you. Jaylen Brown, a 33.1% usage rate in 733 minutes without Tatum, a 4% bump when he is out. He also averaged 27 points per game in 13 games without Tatum since last year. Derek White, 769 minutes with Tatum off the floor this year, a 23.4% usage bump, or a rate, I should say, and more than 20 points per game in 14 games without Tatum the last 2 years. But again, you're paying a tax on a guy like, well, I'll say both of them right now. Now Brown's points prop is 26.5 at some books. Derek White is 18.5, so that's cooked in there for sure.
Yeah.
I did go with Peyton Pritchard tonight.
Yeah, that's and I love over 2.5 made threes.
Did you see the juice on this today?
Yeah, he was great in Game 3.
So this is out of control. People are betting him like Bryce Harper to hit a home run today against Eric Fetty, which he almost did, by the way, in his first at bat because he has 6 career home runs off him. But Pritchard's 3-point prop tonight opened up 2.5, minus 110. At last check, it's minus 175.
Yeah, and the points was 13.5, right?
I grabbed that at my late 35 cents.
Yeah, wow, that's too low to me. He's got to be the guy, and bombs away. This is what they do. They continue to jack threes, and it's going to be him and a lot of White. And I don't trust Brown from the outside, and he better not do it. He better attack the basket.
He's going to have to attack. Yep. I think he's going to have to be more of a facilitator tonight as well.
Yeah, that's true. But the Knicks have been the tougher team. The Knicks have made all the plays down the stretch and in the fourth quarter. The third quarter of Game 4 was enormous, what they did in 37 points to ride the starters like Tibbs did. Points in the paint in Game 4, 64-32. incredible. And then that double big lineup of Robinson and Towns has continued to clean the glass also in this series. And I think the Celtics are going home. And then the question becomes, what do they do next year with what happens with Tatum? But I just think this has been wild what's happened, that on paper it was a mismatch and you keep blowing 20-point leads, much like the Cavs. But Brunson has been so good. Especially, that's what Boston doesn't do, right? Settle for threes, take ill-advised shots. Right. This guy, in a tight game, can get a good look or get to the free throw line over and over and over again. And he was so good down the stretch in Game 4. And he did that in Game 2. Holiday had the silly foul that put him to the line. He made the free throws to win the game.
Yeah, it's pretty much whenever he wants it. He can get, whatever he wants, almost whenever he wants. So more on Pritchard here. He's averaged 20-plus points per game in 18 games without Tatum over the last 2 years. And by the way, in that time, I know that laddering his 3 points, his made three-pointers tonight will be very popular as well, hence like the 65-cent move.
Yes.
But 10.2 three-point attempts per game. That's what you're looking for again, right? You want a healthy amount of attempts. That's what he has averaged without Tatum in their last 2 years. How about Peyton? You want to get completely nuts. You love looking at these markets. How about Peyton Pritchard leads the entire game in scoring tonight?
I wanted threes. I didn't want to go that aggressive.
Okay, well, threes.
I wanted to go threes with the game leaders. That's not bad at 4-1. I like that.
Okay.
But White's going to take a bunch as well. But who? We got to see who steps up here. I mean, Cornette played the other night like 10 minutes. He didn't even grab a frickin' rebound. I mean, and what's going on with Porzingis? How bad he's been. Holiday. It's like how many guys?
Yeah, right. So weird to me.
He's due $30 million next year too. Like Holiday's got $105 million left on his deal. Jaylen Brown, $285 million.
I know.
I mean, you ask the Cavs and their fans. You win all these games and you go out in the second round, that's going to sting big time.
Does this feel to you like when KD blew out the Achilles against Toronto in the finals, and that was the end of it for Golden State? Like that iteration of Golden State, which we knew at the time?
Yeah, I think Boston has to rebuild now. I really think they have to take a hard look at that. Not the only one to say it.
Well, and all that chatter, though, about them, with the new ownership and then getting rid of players anyway. But then what do you do? Because Tatum's going to be out next year, too.
Yeah, but then Tatum's new deal kicks in. So then 60% of your salary cap is on 2 guys till 2029.
Yeah.
You might have to you have to swallow hard and trade Brown. Maybe you have to do that.
So we're on the verge of 2 different 60-plus win teams going out in the second round in the East.
Yeah.
It happened in 2020 and I think 2021 back-to-back years or something like that. Milwaukee was responsible for a couple of those losses.
Well, the Cavs were the third team in history to win that many games and not even get to the second round. And then you go out in 5, and Pacers was 25-1. Yeah. It has been just a while. And I'll tell you, OKC's not out of the woods either. They are looking young, inexperienced, and fortunate that they have that lead. After what happened, now they should have won Game 1, and I thought they should have won Game 3. But these last couple games in a war with Denver, when Denver only has essentially 3.5 guys, Porter can't shoot. Westbrook's the old Westbrook. Gordon's good, but then it's Murray and where Joker's going to do. So if I can keep Joker and hold him in check, I should be able to win these games going away. OKC looks vulnerable and beatable. So this thing's wide open.
Denver has to be sick after last night.
Oh,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
The series probably should be 3-2 with what you just said, because the Thunder easily could have taken games 1 and then 3 as well. But last night, playing out like it did, it even at 2 apiece, and you're leading the entire way after a 14-13 deficit, and to piss it away like you did, that's agonizing, man. I don't know how those players are sleeping after last night's loss. I really don't. They gave that game away big time. Now, I'll flip it and say that
Did you see the others? In the fourth quarter, non-Joker, 1 of 15, 0 of 10 from 3.
Oh, did you also see? Yeah.
OKC, and OKC, I think, made their last 7 shots, whatever it was.
You can file this one away as well. Sent over a tweet, I think it was last night. I'll go back and double check. But anytime that Joker plays the entire fourth quarter of these games, they lose every single time.
Yeah. I know, but it's damned if you do, right? Because the numbers are horrendous when he's on the bench. But you want to say at least throw Jordan out there for a couple minutes or get him a blow, but it's just no help for the big guy. And OKC has the best record since 1998 when down double digits. They're 20-10 when down double digits.
That's crazy.
Playoffs and regular season.
Here's the tweet. The Nuggets have now lost 3 of the last 4 postseason games where Joker has now rested in the fourth quarter, despite leading in all but one of those games entering the fourth quarter, and they lost those quarters by an average of 10.8 points per game. I get it. I mean, because you pull them out, then what's going to happen? The other team goes on an 8-0 run in about 90 seconds? Mm-hmm. Usually, that's going to take place.
This had to even out, though, too, because they won their first 4 coin flip games of the playoffs. All those games, Game 1 against the Clippers, Game 4 against the Clippers, went their way in Game 1 against OKC, in Game 3 against OKC. Found a way to win, made all the plays, and now it's kind of evened out, and they've lost the last two after they thought they had them.
I do think OKC was absolutely phenomenal in the fourth quarter, though. I mean, Lou Dort saved their season like 6 times last night in the fourth quarter, and then SGA played out of his mind for the final couple of minutes as well.
Yep.
Anything on the other game? It's down to the Wolves now down to 10.5.
I like the Warriors.
Touched 11.5. I did, yeah.
Right
same.
back with your guy Kuminga, points prop over 2. Wolves better get this one. I think they win. I don't think they cover.
That's a huge
but
number.
This is what we talked about now for the last week. Game 6 would be Sunday. Curry's going through workouts. He's not going to play, but they're going to reevaluate him Saturday if they win. And then he could come back Sunday night in the Bay. And then we could have a series. So you got to get this one if you're Minnesota. But I don't think they're going to blow him out. And I think Kuminga will have a good game, and I think we'll see a little bit aggressive Jimmy. I don't know what that was in the last game. But I think Butler will take a lot of shots, and I think this could be a close game into the fourth quarter.
Did Butler just decide to take the other night off and not tell anybody about it?
That was weird,
Did
right?
he just make that decision before
so
tip
passive.
time?
I know. It was like the game when he went back to Miami. And it was all about Butler props, and he's going to stick it to him. And he didn't shoot the ball the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
But the way Kuminga's shooting and how many touches he's getting, he can't be 18.5. Got to go with Kuminga over. And I know I echo your sentiments. I love aggressive Ant.
Well,
that Ant Edwards that came out in the third quarter, if he plays like that, they can beat OKC.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you can say this about any team probably remaining in the playoffs. You can pick and choose like a quarter or a moment in time where they're like, oh, that's their A game. But if the Timberwolves could bottle that third quarter up against the Warriors from the other night, they're going to win the entire thing. They're unbeatable when they play like that, but you don't get that like every single game from that.
Right. And the good Randall. And the aggressive Ant. Going to get it done.
Up next, props to get into. Will Aaron Judge bat 400 for the season? Has been getting a lot of attention, but there's another season-long prop with him I like much more than that. I'll tell you what it is coming up next here on VSiN.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We do have day baseball. Evidently, the Twins aren't going to lose another game this month. This winning streak is absolutely crazy now. They beat Baltimore in Game 1 of a doubleheader earlier today, 6-3. And now they have a 3-0 lead over Baltimore as they go to the bottom of the second in Game number 2. Orioles, just what a waste.
Yep. Travesty.
Yep. Good for them. I like to see this team spiraling out of control this year. By not going after it the last couple of years.
4 is the magic number for the Twins. 20-3 this year when they score at least 4 runs.
Wow, okay. The Diamondbacks have taken a 3-0 lead over the Giants, and that's Ketel Marte with a home run. And Aaron Judge is at the plate as we speak, top of the first. He takes on Luis Castillo and the Mariners, and we'll keep you up to date if he does anything here in this at-bat. I wanted to pass this along with the props, Pauly, as we talk about these every single day here. So he's batting .410 entering today in this at-bat. A's rookie Jacob Wilson is at .363. Goldschmidt, Judge's teammate, is at .344. Judge has 14 home runs. Cal Raleigh 13. Abreu, Torkelson each have 11 in the American League. Judge has 40 RBIs. Torkelson 34. Bregman 32. Devers 31. So everybody's been talking about will Aaron Judge bat 400 on the year. And BetMGM recently took a $2,000 bet at 175 to 1 on that.
Yeah.
Here's one that I like more. Will Aaron Judge win the Triple Crown? Which is readily available at several books. It's around 2 to 1, maybe slightly higher than that. And he just got a base hit. So that average is going to go up right now. I don't hate it. And a couple things here, right? Last year when he was making a run for the Triple Crown, through 42 games, he started with a slash line of 235, 369, 497. This year, same amount of games, 410, 497, 770. with 4 more home runs and 13 more RBIs before he finally turned it around and put together an amazing season. But that was after the first, quarter-ish part of the season.
Needs some help, though, and that was a bad loss yesterday where they only scored 1 run. Fried was outstanding, and so it's just like, well, I'm just going to pitch around the guy. I'm going to let someone else beat me, and they're going to have to prove it, and he's going to have a lot of competition from these Detroit guys, too. What Torkelson's doing and how these guys are raking and the numbers they're putting up, he's going to get some competition from those guys as well. But nevertheless, an incredible season and turnaround. So outstanding numbers every day on this show with baseball. You got the Rockies debacle. You got always fun stuff to talk about, who's hot, who's not, and then what this guy is doing on a day-in, day-out basis.
Let me give you another one here. This is a season-long prop, not for tonight, but season-long. Roki Sasaki, latest Dodger pitcher to hit the IL. Updated season-long win total is 104.5. They are currently 27-15. A plethora here of injuries now. It continues with the Dodgers.
You get Kershaw back Saturday.
That's
that
right.
helps, but yeah.
So Fangraphs currently projects the Dodgers to win 97 games. 104.5 with all these injuries, I could only look one way there. That'd be under.
I know. Can you explain last night? I didn't count the Malinsky special because they had the day off.
Oh, yeah.
But there was 11-1.
Got absolutely
Freeman,
pounded.
nothing. Otani, nothing. Got pounded. Ace, best road record in baseball.
And that was Springs, right?
It was.
Yeah, who was good. And, Wilson is evidently going to run away with the American League Rookie of the Year. He was so good last night again.
Yep. Will the Rockies break the White Sox record? Yes, plus 150. They're on pace to lose 135. How many games back will they finish in the division? Over under 57.5.
My guess was going to be 60.
Yeah, the top 5 highest since 1969. The Orioles 61, Diamondbacks 55, Tigers 53.5. Will they break the negative run differential? Yes, plus 250. They're minus 132. The 2023 A's were minus 339.
Oh, mamma mia.
The 03 Tigers were minus 337. That's a 162 game season, 162 games.
Yeah.
Will they win a series before June 15th, 2-1? They've yet to win a series. I told you, the schedule's brutal coming up as well. This is nuts, how bad this team is.
Boy.
I mean, it's after what we watched with the White Sox, they're worse than they're worse than that White Sox team.
Yeah. I did have a loser today with Bryce Harper to hit a home run.
Oh, the numbers were... He did have a double, though, right?
Yeah, he had a great game.
11-22 against the guy with 6 bombs. Some of these numbers today are outrageous.
I took plus 450 on him. And
right.
by the way, the first at-bat, did you see that?
I didn't see it.
To the wall.
Okay. Yeah, now how about in Game 2, though? Schwarber's only 3 of 22 against Sonny Gray.
Yeah.
And Harper's only 3 of 20 against Gray. And then Lowe is 5 of 11 against Bassett with 3 bombs. For an in-place wager, Chapman owns Rodriguez, 7 of 16.
Mm-hmm.
And Machado, later tonight, owns Hendricks, 9 of 20.
Yeah, the one good player for the Phillies, by the way, against Sonny Gray is Trey Turner, 9 of 23 with a triple and a double. And Ryan McMahon has good numbers, very small sample size against Patrick Corbin, 7 for 16 in his career there. I'll try to give you a couple of angles here, too, with the live betting stuff. Hicks is getting rocked already for the Giants.
Not terrible. Last 7 starts, 0-4, ERA is 7.
Yeah, not good. He is also not good, like the second and the third time through the order, which is coming up now for the Diamondbacks. Oh. And that's something I want to track today with the Yankees against the Mariners as well, as Warren is taking on Castillo. But Warren's numbers, not exactly, first time through, the ERA is 2.12. Very good. Last year was 9.9. He's done a great job working on that and getting better. However, you want to attack Warren and the opposition from a positive standpoint, meaning like runs might be happening in the second time through the order and the third time through, where the ERA balloons up to almost 10 on the year. So as the games progress, we'll remind you of that. What really caught your attention tonight in the NBA/the NHL?
Vegas first period over.
Mm-hmm.
Every Vegas playoff game's gone over but one, 9-1. Skinner was great in the last game, but he wasn't tested. It was Vegas season on the line. I think they come out with their hair on fire. Kuminga points over. Pritchard over 2.5 threes. I don't mind Butler over 1.5 made threes plus money as well.
I don't mind that one either.
Yep. And there's a lot of guys in the Knicks game, though, too, where I think like OG over 1.5, White over threes, Pritchard over threes, and I like Cat under, but it's significantly juiced. Cat's 1 of 10 from 3 in the series. And then he's going to get plenty of rebounds, but it's so high now. It's like 13.5 now with his rebounds prop,
right,
as he's been a beast on the boards.
Well,
but those are some that I like tonight.
I will say, one thing to watch out for is that nobody in the NBA likes to punt on a game like the Warriors, right? We've seen this before already in this playoffs.
This is the season, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, in-play wagering standpoint, the way that they got obliterated against Houston, you go back a couple years ago, they got absolutely killed by Memphis. I'm just saying, if it gets out of control tonight, reading the body language of Jimmy Butler in the previous game and how he just was a total non-factor, and for some reason, like, I'm half joking, half not. Like, did he have something else going on that night? Did he just not want to play a basketball game? It was so weird to watch that. And again, there is like the Draymond angle where things gets. I'm just saying, like, if they're down by 14 in the third quarter and the place is on fire and ants rubbing it in their faces, this team I could see saying, yeah, we're going off to Cancun. We'll see you next year, boys.
Yeah, I think that's the angle to play first half, though. I think if they come out and they hang in the game, it's tight for the first half, knowing, hey, Superman could be back for Game 6.
Yeah,
right. There was a pretty cool quick pick I saw in this game that I wanted to run by what I thought was doable.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll also remind people that McDaniels has been pretty good on the glass.
Yeah, it's another one. Yes.
Yep. And his prop is like, you got to pay some juice on that, like 30 cents at least. But it's 5.5 for tonight. I can see him getting over that number as well. If we get that series, not done yet, but if we get Thunder and Wolves, I'm really looking forward to that. I have nothing on the Thunder. Loved them last year. Don't love the prices this year. But I'm hanging on to that Wolves ticket at 40-1. I can't really do much with it, though, because right now the Thunder, they're like 270 to win the West.
That price has to come down, though, that series price. The way they've struggled here.
And I also think that the Wolves can win one of the first two games in Oklahoma City
That can happen, yeah. That can happen.
Well, I need that to happen, actually.
Yeah.
But when I do anything with it, you still looking for a quick
yeah,
pick?
I'm trying to get – there's so many of them. There was one I wanted to run by you. I'll grab it in a second. It was good. It paid like 70-1. I thought it was doable. I wanted to run it by you. Here it is. It's called Thank You Next. Who's that? That a Grande gal?
Yeah. She's kind of popular. I believe her name's Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Knicks win. T-Wolves win. Ant and Brunson go for 30. Oilers win. McDavid scores a goal. 45-1. Come on. Let's close it out. Thank you next.
So you need 6 things to happen there? And you need the Knicks to pull an upset here.
Yeah, but that's the way Brunson's played. Well, but the way it's correlated. I mean, I'm going to win the game. Brunson has to go off. Oh. Aggressive Ant taking over. He has a big game. We hope it's not a blowout. And then Oilers win. You figure McDavid scores and shuts them down. I thought it was pretty good.
Pop a little pizza money on that.
Yeah, 45-1. Okay, excellent. Smarter bets start here. Last all year long with VSiN Pro. We're slashing the price of our annual subscription. Normally $240, now just $199. When you sign up today, we'll throw in 2 extra months for free. 14 months, less than 50 cents a day. Promo code PRO. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits, the 24/7 live video, and the betting guides. VSiN.com/subscribe. Promo code PRO. Mackin and Trends as well. The bullpen numbers, VSiN.com/subscribe.
I have to say, I think that the Cavaliers bowed out last night. Like, all things considered here, 64 win, number 1 seed overall in the Eastern Conference. That, to me, was the worst early round performance since the Mavericks got killed by the We Believe team back in 2007. That Mavericks team won 67 games.
They could blame injuries. But it's also the threes weren't going in, and they ran into a buzzsaw. This Indiana team is going to the finals. They're beating the Knicks.
NBA, PGA with Jeff Sherman from the Westgate up next. Are they looking at some serious liability with the Pacers, Knicks, or the Timberwolves in the NBA?
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
With some NBA playoffs, PGA, maybe a little week 1, NFL as well. Jeff Sherman joins the program now, VP of Risk Management over at the Westgate Superbook, and he is on the Progressive guest line. Jeff, good afternoon. Thanks for the time as always. How are you?
Doing great. How's it going, guys?
Doing well.
Good, man.
Well. I'll ask you this to begin with. In the NBA playoffs, based on like the power ratings overall throughout the entire year, and just how good the Cavaliers, the Thunder, and the Celtics were in the respective conferences, did you have any like built-in liability at all now that we're this deep into the season on a team like the Pacers, the Knicks, or the Timberwolves?
Well, in the conference, we're sitting great on everybody except for Denver. So we're good on all the other teams. For the title odds, our best scenario is the Thunder because their odds were so short. So even though we got some wagers on them, they're really our best position. Our worst position is Minnesota, and early in the season, actually before the year started, we took I know a 10-dime wager at 10-1 on them, and they reached as high as 100-1 during the season.
Wow.
So, that bet didn't have any value during the season, but at this point, it's a different story. So, and then we have some, small pluses, some small minuses with some of the other remaining teams.
How high did you get on the Pacers?
They were as high as 100-1 during the season too. They fluctuated between 100 and 125.
Okay.
And did anybody grab that number?
We had some small tickets on it, sure. And, we got some late money on Indiana when they're 40, 50-1 range when things started getting better for them. But there were some believers at that point. So, but just what they did last year, reaching the conference finals, they've been steady throughout the season, especially when they've reached triple digits about people supporting them.
It was an interesting. It's been an interesting journey for the Knicks, who I'm sure took a lot of money after they made the trade and they're a popular team. Mm-hmm. But then they went 0-10 against the best three teams in the league, though, and they got their asses kicked in most of them. How high did you get on the Knicks?
Yeah, the Knicks were crazy because, like you said, when they made the trade, we made the adjustment, and then we saw some large wagers on them at 10 and 9-1, and they reached as low as 8. And then as things transpired during the second half of the season, they reached as high as 35-1 and sat there for a little while, and even at the start of the playoffs. So you had the opportunity at 35 on them, and now they're sitting at 5 under the current circumstances.
Do you like anything tonight? Like this, that game against the Celtics is a fascinating handicap and a deep dive, factoring in obviously the Jason Tatum injury.
Yeah, the only thing I like a little bit is Boston in the first quarter, and I don't know if they can sustain everything against the Knicks for the full game, but I think they're going to get their best effort right away, and that's the only lean I have right now.
That's kind of where I'm at with the game as well. I think first quarter, maybe first half as well. Would you do that one or just the first quarter?
If I do something that looks like either -2 or 2.5 for the first quarter, I'm not going to get involved with the half.
Okay. What would you make the series price on Oklahoma City and Minnesota if we get that in the West?
We were throwing that around, and we'd have just slightly over $3, like probably in the $3.30 range.
Oh,
Oak City.
Too high, Jeff.
So, well, it's the math of the point spreads. So you put those into play, and that's what it comes out to. And it would have been much higher just a week or two ago.
Yeah.
We were throwing around like over $4 on it, but like you said, with what we've seen lately, it's relaxed a little bit.
Well, they certainly have issues and are showing their youth and inexperience here. And it's like giving away games and problem scoring, and how many guys can you count on other than SGA? To be down 12 late in the third quarter in a Game 5 got-to-have-it game, not good. Yeah,
no, it's they're definitely showing some youth to them. But, what we saw in the regular season, they had an all-time defensive rating.
Yes.
So, they're still a team that can put things together, and we've seen quite a few blowouts on their end, too, positively.
What do you make Pacers Knicks then in the East?
We all arrived at about $1.40 on the Knicks, so it'd be a very tight series there. And we know that Indiana won last year, but New York was really beat up health-wise last year during that series. So this time around, we're looking at about $1.40 on New York.
I think I might be grabbing a little bit of the Pacers at that point.
Yeah,
they're awesome right now. That was not a fluke what they did to Cleveland, Jeff. Obviously.
No, and we've seen this team for a couple years now, and well coached, and they've got everyone fitting into their nice roles, and solid outfit. So it should be a tightly contested series.
Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Jeff Sherman, he is VP of Risk Management over at the Westgate Superbook, also in charge of all the golf numbers over there. What are you seeing in terms of sharp money for the PGA Championship as this event gets underway now tomorrow?
We've seen a lot of sharp support on Xander Schauffele in the matchups. I opened Justin Thomas a small favorite against Xander, and we took a couple sharp bets onto the Xander side, and now he's $1.30 against Thomas. And it looks like in the outrights, too, anytime you go over 20-1, you'd see some support for Xander there. And we actually have a prop up with Scheffler, McIlroy, DeChambeau, and Justin Thomas against the field.
Yeah.
And we saw some sharp play plus 130 on the 4 golfers against the field.
Okay, so where's that number currently sitting then?
We're at plus 110 on the 4 golfers, minus 130 on everyone else.
All right. And weather's supposed to be a factor. How about lowest completed round, 63.5?
Yeah, we just got some sharp money on the under of that. And, the winning scores had some fluctuation too. We opened that 13.5 under at 270.5, got bet over on that. So we went to 12.5 under par. And, Justin Thomas won this in 2017 at 8 under par. It was played in August at the time. So a little bit different time of year, but we expect it to be lower scoring than that, just based on the weather, how the course is going to play long and soft for a little bit.
Any other matchups or props that have been attractive to people who you respect?
Well, actually, I put up one matchup that with some club pros, Eric Steger against Michael Block, and you've seen some interest on Eric Steger in that one. So there's something different there.
Fading Michael Block, evidently, from last year?
Yeah, a few years ago, he finished 15th at the PGA Championship. So he made a name and got some exemptions into some PGA Tour tournaments. So thought that might be interesting.
If you had to make a bet right now based on where the numbers are at, is there a guy that really kind of jumps off the board still that you would say, yeah, that's good enough for me to make a bet on?
Well, I'm on Justin Thomas at 24-1, and you can still find him slightly over 20. And I think that's a good number the way that he's been playing. He finally cracked through with his win at the RBC Heritage after coming so close the last few months. And having won here, like I mentioned, 2017, he's got 2 PGA Championship wins. If he can just put it together for the 4 rounds, which he's starting to do now, I think that's a nice price relative to some of the other golfers around him. A couple more that I like, longer shots, Corey Connors, Daniel Berger. I played them at 80 and 110-1 in that range, and they're still 50 and 80-1, but I think those guys, the way they've played this season so far, can be real threats.
Last golf one for you, Jeff. You came on the day before the Masters and said, take a peek at Justin Rose, first-round leader, 66-1. I know many people listening to the show at that time grabbed that. Do you have anything maybe this time around for the PGA Championship and first-round leader?
No, I mean, this tournament has got such a deep field in it. It's the strength of the field, and it's, everyone's priced so close together with this one, much more of a crapshoot. Augusta's only got 90 golfers. You can toss so many out. You look at course history. There's a lot more trends going to that one than I see in this. First-round leader, I'm not involved in anything with that.
Thank you, my friend. I'll let you go work on the NFL Week 1 numbers. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's where we're heading today. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jeff.
Here's what they put up. Friday night in Brazil, Chiefs 2.5 against the Chargers.
2.5, huh?
The first Sunday night game, the Bills are 1.5 against the Ravens. 53.5.
Yeah.
And the first Monday night game, boy, more Bears. Bears 1.5 against the Vikings.
Are we going to get a doubleheader on Monday night to begin, or is that the only one?
But they did 3 last year, right? But it was not week 1.
Right.
It was like a week 2, or did they do 4? They do 4 of them, I think.
Well, I'm not surprised
I think they stopped at week 1.
Yeah, Chicago, we're going to be inundated with Chicago Bears primetime games. And Jeff
I'm even surprised by how many, though. There's a ton of them.
Well, we might have 6. I thought there was a mandate that the league cannot schedule a team in primetime more than 6 times in any given year. Maybe they've changed that. I don't know. But the other one is, do the Chiefs have 6 primetime games in the first 2 months of the year? First 8 weeks, something like that?
There was something on X about that, yeah. I hope that's not true.
And then they're playing Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Yeah. That will set records.
The Cowboys game?
Chiefs-Cowboys
100%
on Thanksgiving?
If that's a good game, that'll set the all-time record for a game on Thanksgiving Day. Yep.
Absolutely. Bet the Preakness with First Bet and get rewarded. New customers use promo code VSIN200. Get a 20% rebate on all your wages for the first 60 days, up to $200. Win or lose, you get paid back. Download the app, firstbet.com, promo code VSIN200. It's that easy. Get started today, firstbet.com. 6-2 Diamondbacks. 4-0 Twins in the third.
They're not going to lose, man.
Won't stop, yeah.
So if they win this game, that winning streak will be, 10 games, I believe? They lost their first 2 games in May.
Yeah, that's a good race. What's going on with that?
Yeah, it's a little bit too good.
Yeah, I got Detroit 9, Minnesota 9, KC 9, St. Louis 9.
9, right.
I want to double-check my work, yeah.
All right, win-lose up next. We'll expand on the NFL schedule leaks as we know it as of right now with point spreads and totals on the games as well. And a team is scheduled to do this for the first time in the history of the league.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, You know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Pacers in 5, 25-1. We thought the series price was outrageous. We bet Indiana. Never thought it'd be that easy. Oh, boy. Cavs, third team in history to win 64-plus and can't even get to the second round. I agree with Mitchell. We let the city down. Yep. Didn't help that he was hurt, couldn't make a three. What Garland was dealing with, but the series was over when they blew a 7-point lead with 40 seconds left in Game 2. Unacceptable.
How about last night? Totally gassed.
Up 19. Well, yeah, that's true, though.
Goes to the free throw line, down by 6,
I know.
misses all 3 free throws.
Yeah, that was bad.
Okay.
But, yeah, they blew 2 20-point leads in the series.
Yep.
But it's like, India, this is how they're going to play. We're going to play so fast, and we're so deep, there's nothing you can do about it. To win the series, plus 450. To win last night, plus 280. Most threes in the game, Halliburton 8-1. Rebounds, Neesmith 10-1. Dort and Porter, we mentioned that trend yesterday, 9-1 underrun with their assist prop. Check out the website every day for the prop analyzer. Granlund, first goal, 23-1 for the Stars. 2 goals, 40. I didn't see what a hat trick was. Yeah. God knows.
250-1 probably?
Probably. Giants get there, 9-0 when Ray starts. Most runs yesterday, the Rays 22-1. Highest scoring game, 12-1. And the Twins won the first game of a doubleheader. They've won 9 in a row. Subscribe, be part of the team, vsin.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. At Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. Send them to us on Twitter. We'll put you on. I've been sitting on this, waiting your return. Metallica played Lane Stadium, and they set up the Richter scale. Look at this. Come on, James. Bring it. I mean, look at this atmosphere. The football team comes out to this every home game, and then Metallica played there. Look at that scene, man. And then the one video was from the upper deck of what it looked like. And then, Hetfield starts the intro, and it's just bananas, right?
Well, you figured that was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. That's great. What a scene.
The place goes absolutely bonkers every single home football game.
Right.
And finally, for Metallica to go back there and play, you know it was going to be bedlam.
Yeah. What a setup with where the stage is. And all the screens and all they have, but the pyro, and that's phenomenal. And let's continue, right? And here's Enter Sandman with the Bulldog in the front seat. We didn't have the guy's cranking Enter Sandman. And the Bulldog's loving it. Going, yeah, he's excellent. Banging his head to Enter Sandman. One small leap for man. Probably the longest jump in the history of Bulldogs, right? Can you get there? Can you get there with can you get on the chair? Oh, got that
quite.
Almost. But can you get up? Okay, good job, right? From the couch to the chair. Not that far. He couldn't make it, though, but eventually got up there. With the good job with the Bulldog there. Incredible. Lose some. Well, it was a better job. He only gave up 3. The first goal was atrocious. Hellebuck has lost 9 in a row on the road in the playoffs. 0-5 this year, 24 goals allowed. 3-1 Dallas in the game and now in the series. This is going to follow him around until he can straighten it out. He gets the shutout in Game 2, and he didn't have a lot of help last night. Wouldn't have mattered. They only scored 1 goal.
Right.
But that first goal is Mr. Softy, and the second one I can't kill him, and they lose 3-1.
That's who he is and what he does.
Yeah, I think Winnipeg's dead. Yep, several bad beats. How about the walk-offs? 3 in a span of 5 minutes? Red Sox up 2 in the 11th. Baez delivers. We read all those numbers. Baez is raking. 2 3-run bombs. Detroit wins again. Number 1 in comeback wins and number 1 in run differential. Marlins up 2 in the 9th. Cubs come back and win. Astros also got a walk-off. NBA playoffs heating up. Our partner Profit X offering the best odds all playoff long. Profit X peer-to-peer sports exchange available in 40-plus states. Make your picks against other groups of fans rather than the books. Exchanges guarantee you the best odds on average by 10 to 20%. You can even request your own odds. Download Profit X today, code VSIN. Earn up to $200 in profit cash over your first month. Profit X.
Aaron Judge at the plate right now. Runners on first and second. Nobody out, top of the third. This is when you want to bet against Castillo, but you got to be ahead of the game. Books normally take down the inning, obviously, that's being played in the present time. So Castillo has an ERA in the first inning of 1.65 this year. Very good. The ERA goes up to 5.17 the second time through the order, and a 5.73 ERA through the third time of the order. So right now is going through that order, trying to anyway for the second time, and the Yankees now on the precipice here, maybe breaking through and getting a run against this guy.
Home run derby in Baltimore. A 6 spot in the third. 6-4 Orioles in the third.
6-4 now, huh?
Let's see. Yeah.
All right, so it's a full count now to Judge, too.
Sorry, 15 and a half the in-play in that game.
So here you go. NFL schedule is going to come out tonight officially. Did you see what they've done to the Minnesota Vikings to begin the year?
Yeah.
So they are the first team in the history of the sport to play back-to-back international games. The Vikings will play September 28th against the Steelers. That's going to be in Dublin. They play the following week, which is October 5th, against the Browns in London. Both contests will be road games for the Vikings. They're 2.5-point favorites against the Steelers. Total is 41.5. And they're 7 against the Browns. Total is 40.5 in that one.
Yeah. Chernoff loves it. He said it's a positive. He'll state his case tomorrow.
On what part?
It works. It's good news for the Vikings.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's a good tweet he had, but he'll expand on everything tomorrow. Yep.
Anything catch your eye? Chiefs, Chargers, week 1, like you talked about in Brazil. Chiefs laying 2.5. The Chiefs at Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Chiefs are 4.5. Total is 47.5.
Yeah, that seems low. I like Washington against Miami and Madrid. That's only 2.5. That seems short. And then I would take. I think I like the Lions against the Vikings.
I have not seen a number on that yet. I'll work on that. KC is hosting the Broncos on Christmas Day. KC's 4.5 in that game. Total 44.5. The Chiefs host Philadelphia in week 2.
Oh, they host them. Okay.
Yes.
1.5?
Yes. And the total's 47.5 there.
All right. Good job. That's a good game. That's a good week 2 game.
The Lions play at the Packers in week 1. The Bears and Eagles will play on Black Friday. Philadelphia 6.5-point favorites there. Total is 45.5.
Yeah.
So then you also have on Thanksgiving and Christmas, you're going to get the Lions, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs on both days.
On Christmas, the first 2 games on Netflix are Dallas, Washington, and Detroit, Minnesota. Your late game is Denver, Kansas City.
Yeah, so that's going to be obviously pretty cold temperatures.
You mentioned the middle game on Thanksgiving is KC Dallas, which will set all kinds of records. And then we know Detroit's involved, and I haven't seen what the late game is.
Right. So next Thursday, a week from tomorrow, that's when Derek Stevens, Mike Palm, Jeff Benson will be in studio with us here from Circa. And, of course, this has serious Survivor ramifications to it as well, because you can only here at Circa, for those who don't know, this contest is going to have probably 20,000 entries in it this year or thereabouts. It's $1,000 a pop, and you can get 10 of them per person. You have to a separate week is Thanksgiving and Black Friday combined.
Yep.
And then the 3 Christmas Day games as well. You have to pick a winner on those, and now you're going to get 3 of the same teams playing. Really good teams here, by the way, playing on both holidays. That stinks. I have to be honest, tough. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. That is tricky from a strategy standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
I also think that this schedule, Goodell has gotten too fancy with this overall.
How so? Too many international games?
100%.
What else? We're owning Christmas now? We're taking Christmas from the NBA?
Yes.
Okay.
And you're also taking away like major college weekends as well.
Well, yeah, you're going, that week 16, you're going against college football playoff games.
There are too many days of the week where the NFL is being played, in my opinion. You don't have to keep expanding like this.
I'll agree with you to the back end. Back end, it's a problem because you're running into college football playoff games and you're playing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and that's, And it's also, okay, you put a game on Christmas, that's awesome, but 3? Which, who wants to talk to their family? But that's 3 are really getting up there as well.
It's all day long, man.
Yeah.
There's no break.
That's going to be big what they announced for the first Thanksgiving Day, too. Like, who's the opponent? Like, if Detroit's playing a good team, then that also throws a wrench into things. Imagine if they're playing a good team, what that does to strategy and things as well. But they are not messing around. That's a good schedule. You got the rematch of Baltimore, the Bills for the first Sunday night. Bears-Vikings not bad Monday night. Bears better be good. They're on plenty of primetime games.
That's the thing, right?
And then you got, well, how about, here's the thing that drives me nuts. The writing's on the wall. They're telling you they're going to ban the tush push. Why are they promoting a Philly-Green Bay game Monday night? Who promotes a week, a Week 10 Monday night game?
Well, because
they're telling you they're going to ban the push tush.
Well, the juice is already flowing, though. You could just see the angle. Even if they don't ban it, the Eagles are going to be kind of disgusted at playing Green Bay. Not going to like them. I also think the Eagles laying 6.5 against Dallas in Week 1 was a little bit short.
Yeah. The Rams took money as well. The Jags took money in that London game against the Rams. That was 4.5. Now it's 3.5 at DK.
Okay. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't either. That's a little surprising. Right.
No, but here's another one for you. What if the Cowboys are really bad again this year?
That's definitely doable.
I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to bounce back a little bit, but come on. Stuffed down our throats yet again?
Uh-huh.
All right, fresh off yet another winner with Sepp Straka. Jeff Seeley joins the program coming up next. We'll get his best bets for the PGA Championship here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.